supposed to, even though the plane took off like more than half an hour late. I was kind of worried because I pre-booked a Lyft to pick me up like 15 minutes or so after time we were going to land, just in case it took a while to make my way through the airport, and I was worried that I would miss it. I booked it in advance when I was leaving Minneapolis, where I had the layover, because I've heard that Ubers and Lyfts are harder to come by up here in Fairbanks, like they're not as abundant, and when you do get one, it takes a long time. Since I'm already landing late as it is, it's like after midnight back home, so I did not want to be waiting around the airport. So my Lyft is on the way. Landed in a reasonable amount of time. The airport's actually pretty small, so it didn't take me any time to get from my gate to, you can see like baggage claim behind me. I just did a carry-on and a personal item like I always do when I can, and so I'm not waiting back there. I'm getting straight to the adventure of my hotel bed. Checked in. It is like 10:30-ish here. Back in Houston time, I think it's like 12:30 a.m. I'm tired. It's been almost a full day of travel. 5 hours to get here from Minneapolis, and prior to that, it was about 2.5 hours from Houston to Minneapolis, with like 2.5 hour layover in between. So I'm gonna shower and get in the bed. It is 50 something ish degrees here. Perfect weather for my rich auntie tea, and I'll give you all a room tour tomorrow. Morning, walking to the Crepe for breakfast. Comes highly, highly, highly recommended. Some people even said that they take like 2-hour flights from neighboring states to come and get the crepes. So I'm hoping it would be worth it. They open at 7. Lines are supposed to be long, so it's in the 6 o'clock hour, a little later than I planned on getting there, but I'm gonna get there. I don't know how they did it, but that creme brulee crepe tastes exactly like creme brulee. Like, it's not giving you flavor and feels. There's actual creme brulee custard stuffed into the crepe with fresh berries. The Gouda and bacon one was okay. Bacon, would have preferred it to be a little more crispy. That's just my personal preference. But that chai latte was hitting. I packed everything else up for leftovers. It is so peaceful out here. Probably in the low 50s Fahrenheit temperature-wise. My jacket and a turtleneck. Could probably do with another, like a base layer, like a long john set. So I will try to see if I can pick something like that up when I have a break in my activities today. But I'm currently on a little wooded trail on the way to Georgeson Botanic Gardens. And there's nobody really around. I've only encountered one other person on the trail so far, so I don't have to wear my mask, but it's keeping my face warm, which is why I still have it on. So in case you didn't know, I love fresh flowers on their own stalks, in vases around my house. And so I am really geeked in this section of the Botanic Garden. Definitely gonna get a photo here. I mean, come on. Gorgeous. And look at these beauties. This is why I love coming to Botanic Gardens when I travel.
Walnut, juniper with the hard antlers, poppy with the big antlers, and then make noise because it's a sign of strength.
So, what they're doing there.
Kyle's got a thing for you, Heather.
Okay, so now that it is daylight, let me give you a bit of a room tour. There's this kind of sitting area with the television, wet bar with the fridge. There's no microwave, but I don't think I'll need to reheat anything, so that's fine. Desk, which I actually used this morning to take care of some business. The restroom, they have those, there's another light here. Yeah. They have those pump dispensers for the toiletries, which I find convenient. Mirror. Bed area, plenty of USB and regular electric outlets by the bed, which is great. Not a huge fan of the pillows, but the bed is comfortable. There's no thermostat control in this room, and it's in the like low 50s, upper 40s for the duration of my stay, and I did not find the blanket to be warm enough. I added like a spare blanket that they had here in the closet, and it was still chilly, so I requested a couple of extra blankets for tonight, and I'm just waiting for them to come up. As you can see, not much of a view. There's a mountain back there. That's about it. And it feels like this window is open to me, like you can hear the air moving. I think it's that this pane is thinner than the other two panes of glass, so it's a little noisy at night. No luggage trolley, so I'm using this ottoman because I do not like putting my luggage on the ground or on the bed. Another TV, which is kind of weird to me because, I mean, I guess if you just like to watch TV in bed, but the first one is literally right there. Also, no safe in this room. I would have preferred to have a safe than two televisions that I'm not going to watch. But as you can see, the room is quite dated. So it's not necessarily built for like my generation per se, but it'll do. So it's almost 10 o'clock, like 9:45-ish. Leaving the library, delicious food, really good drinks, hardworking, friendly, skilled bartenders. But the point of this video is to show you that this is what it looks like at pretty much 10 p.m. at night. The sun has not completely set, it's not pitch dark. This is very different from what I'm used to at home. So I think the lowest low of this trip will be in the upper 30s Fahrenheit, and this little jacket is all that I brought with me, and it's honestly all I will need. I've been wearing this for years, and I just do like a base layer underneath. It's thin, but it does keep me warm because it's the windbreaker material, so it doesn't let draft through. It also doesn't let water in, which is great because it's raining like all day today, and I plan to be outside for most of it. It is really flattering. It cinches at the waist, as you can see, and then it cinches in two places at the neck and on the sides. It zips all the way up if I need it to, and then has all these secret pockets like I don't know what they're called, but zip button pockets, side pockets, pockets on the inside. And I actually purchased this on Groupon circa like 2013. And people always think I'm being funny or like stingy when I say that I'm trying to be secretive about the source because I don't want them to rock it too. I don't care. That's where I bought it. It was like $40 on Groupon. I was in grad school, didn't have a lot of money, and it has just been a find that I've been rocking with for years, and totally worth the price. Currently on my second trail around the Creamer's Field Migratory Animal and Wildlife Refuge. I think I got that right. But it is essentially about 2,000 acres of land that goes through the woods. It's all protected land geared toward providing a safe landing spot and natural habitat for migratory birds. So that's like cranes, herons, ducks, and all that, geese. And if I sound like an expert, it's only because I went to the visitor center before this and was chatting up a nice lady there who gave me like all the tea. There are also occasionally moose, lynx, fox, and beavers around here, all of which I'm hoping to see. Fearful, and I think rightfully so, of seeing a moose because they're huge and dangerous. I don't know. I just want to see one.
But here's the thing, as soon as I say something, like you've already noticed that you just want to right, because I'm not right.
In front of the bars, you guys tip jar. Now, that's where you guys leave me a tip. Okay, I was mentioning earlier. That there is the wedding cake. There's all here. And in case tonight, commemorate the occasion. Now, I know some wedding traditions have that whole thing where they do the flower sauce. It's just no
Let them come down. That's fun. Interesting.
Thank you. Yeah, it's one of your blood sugar down.
Oh, all right, like a litter bug there.
Yeah,
That was a good one. Oh, do you get your? No. Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna. Do you want me? Oh. Did you get?
Going this way?
Yes.
Oh. Ooh. Ah. So last night was kind of hit and miss. I booked a package at the Chena Springs Resort, which is about an hour outside of Fairbanks, and it included 4 different activities as well as round-trip shuttle transport from my hotel to the resort. And so I went to the Aurora Ice Museum, which you saw. First thing, I went to the hot springs, which the hot springs were great, nice and relaxing. Not as hot as I would have expected. My frame of reference is the Banff hot springs in Alberta, and those are like consistently hot all throughout, probably like over 100 degrees. These hot springs, there were like some cool spots and some warmer spots, and they also had kind of bursts of, I think, like heat throughout, but they also had these like fountains of cold water, which splashed you and also like lowered the temperature of the water in the springs, which I didn't really care for. So the Aurora Ice Museum was cool. It was a little cheesy, but I think worth it, a good experience, and family friendly too if you're traveling with family, couples, solo, group, whatever. The highlight was the ice bar. They have an entire bar constructed of ice, including the seats that you sit on. They're covered with some fabric so that you don't like freeze your bum, because it's like, I don't know, in the teens or 20s in there, the temperature wise. And so they provide coats when you enter. But anyway, the ice bar, everything's made of ice, including the glasses that you sip your drink out of. And so they were serving apple teenies, which is just vodka and sour apple pucker. But you know, photo op, the drink was okay. I'm not really a vodka girl. It was quite strong as well. And you can get anywhere from like 1 to I think 4 shots is a heavy pour. I did a light pour and didn't finish it. And then from there, the plan was to go to dinner. But the entire Fairbanks and perhaps more of Alaska is short-staffed right now due to COVID impacts. They rely very heavily on J1 visa holders that come in specifically during the summer and fill gaps in their labor market. I think with travel restrictions from COVID, they haven't been able to get as many workers come in. So nearly everywhere that I have gone has been looking for help wanted signs, having disclaimers about either modified hours or wait times because they just simply don't have enough people. So Chena Hot Springs Resort was definitely impacted by that. It was a wait of upwards of 2 hours to get a table for dinner. Not strictly a capacity thing, mainly because they only had 2 servers and 1 bartender who was also the manager. But that was the only restaurant to eat it on the resort. So it was just kind of a, you know, sticky situation. There were so many of us that needed to eat and wanted to eat and not miss the departure time for our Aurora viewing tour. So the closest next place to eat or even just anything from Chena Hot Springs is like 30 miles at a minimum. And obviously I took the shuttle so I couldn't leave. So I waited, hung out, finally got a seat at the bar and just ordered a pre-made dessert and a drink. So that I could have something on my stomach, and then I ran over to their little kind of convenience activity center area where they had things for sale like Hot Pockets and Uncrustables. Grabbed something there and grabbed some water. The Aurora viewing tour was a complete bust. We didn't see anything. We went up around 10:45, 11 p.m. ish, and we were there until like 3 in the morning. and we could never see the aurora. There was just like a haze and cloud cover, and apparently this is the first night in a few that you haven't been able to see anything, so we were extremely disappointed. In hindsight, I wish I would have booked it maybe the night before, or even my very first night in town, first full night in town anyway, because that was just one of the things I was looking forward to on the trip. This antler arch is one of the top recommended photo ops in Fairbanks. It's at the visitor center. It's just really quickly accessible, walkable from the downtown area, which is where I'm staying. So we can get a little pic. These are moose antlers, by the way.
You're not going to do anything with it, right?
I don't think it's a good idea to write any names there.
Right.
We'll introduce you to Captain Wade Binkley. Thank you, JR, and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome aboard Discovery 3 here on a beautiful Fairbanks fall afternoon. We've got a great afternoon planned for you here on the Chena River.
The drill doesn't take very long. In fact, I'm not real sure why we even have them on the top two decks.
Going down, and then we'll back on controls and get on up. Susan Butcher's legacy. This is her eldest daughter, Tekla, Trailbreaker Kennels. Nice to see you.
Well, nice to see all of you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's continually to open up new opportunities for obstacles, new opportunities for adventure. And so what I'm hoping in a couple weeks from now is to start taking them out on daily walks in the woods. And it's really safe for them to go off and actually have their own adventures. We're going to take the liver pups this year for 3 days, and then we'll take them out with some of the
Immortalized, because there's also the book about him that your folks wrote, and I'm hoping that if anybody wants one of those, but you can see in this wooded area